and the whole conversation of us betting on ourselves. Because my presentation is all about from an entrepreneurial perspective. Yes, others can use LinkedIn, but I'm talking about from an entrepreneurial perspective because this is, what day is this? Juneteenth, right? Today's Juneteenth. And it's all about independence. It's all about our freedom. It's all about, as the theme is for the conference, having our own table, right? Not trying to get independent, right? Come on, I want some interaction, right?
Yes.
So not trying to beg, borrow, or plead for a seat at somebody else's table and dragging our chairs and, trying to squeeze in when we're not even wanted. It's creating our own tables, right? And having others, thank you, huh? Yes, somebody listen, somebody here with me. So
Preach.
That's the perspective I'm coming from. That's the perspective I created expertise communication from. So if you're not an entrepreneur, though, you're still gonna gain knowledge from this. You're still gonna benefit from this. And at some point, maybe you will become, hint, I'm not gonna point nobody out, but yeah. Hope you was taking good notes during Ashley's presentation. You got that. All right. And another friend of mine in here asked me if I was covering the SSI. Of course I am. I can't do a LinkedIn presentation without covering the SSI. And for you who don't know what that is, you will be learning. All right. As you can see, I'm an engaging, active. I don't just stand here and all of that. So be ready. All of you have laptops. This is a tech event, right? Tech conference. I expected everyone to have their laptops, preferably so you have your mobile device, which is great. This is not an actual intensive training. I can spend all day, multiple days. I do with some clients, my corporate clients, especially during trainings. This is more of a presentation, right? That I can't be with you without there being some takeaways, some benefits you can have, some things you can do on your laptop, some things you can't. Some things for LinkedIn you can do on your mobile and you can't do on your laptop, vice versa. But one of the key pieces is the SSI and get into the details of that. How many, and I'm going off script right now, but I'm gonna get on track. How many of you, because I said that a couple of times now, how many of you even know what the LinkedIn SSI is? Hands up. See?
I don't. I'm going to be honest.
I appreciate honesty, and that is one of my values. Honesty, integrity. Only one. Two. See? That's why I'm so impressed you came and asked me about it. I'm like, what? Most people don't even know about it. Dan, you raised your hand, right? Oh, 3. I'm like, wait a minute, my friend has to know. For real. All right. So now let me get professional and all official now. Welcome. I'm Claire Reed, and I'm talking about LinkedIn power moves that you can make on LinkedIn, quiet as it's kept. Now, introduction-wise, you probably read the bio for the event, but I'm all about changing the trajectory of lives and businesses, one LinkedIn profile at a time. As the founder and CEO of TCM Communications, my consulting firm is all about impact, results from LinkedIn. It is a very well untapped platform. And so I work to bridge the gap with my clients for that, whether it's one-on-one coaching, corporate trainings, or ghostwriting services as well, and event speaking like this. But that's who I am, and that's what I do. Some of my receipts, and I'll just say some, includes me publishing my book, Shine Online with LinkedIn in 2019. So I'm not, just talking about this, I do this. And this is what I've been doing since I launched my business in 2017. And I was a part of LinkedIn's content creator or creator accelerator program, CAP, in 2022, as well as being a beta tester for a number of their features throughout the years. So this isn't just something I play around with, this is what I do, all right? How I fell in love with LinkedIn. Maybe some of you are wondering, like, okay, and maybe some of you heard about LinkedIn and really just think about it from a job seeker perspective. That needs to change because there's so much more than that. But maybe you've never heard of someone who totally focuses on just LinkedIn and teaching others to leverage the platform. Thought I would share just a little bit about my story and how I fell in love with LinkedIn, or how my love affair started. What movie does that remind some of you of? How I fell in love with?
It's like Black Swan over there.
Hmm?
The movie Black Swan reminds me of that.
I'm not familiar with that one, but I'm trying to,
Star Wars, maybe.
huh? Oh, it was a movie though, like a 90s movie, brown stuff, rap, hip hop. It was Sanaa Lathan played, and right, yes. How I fell in love with hip hop, but this is how I fell in love with LinkedIn. Okay. So 2016, fall of 2016, had a dramatic job loss. Dramatic job loss that really shook my world professionally. Somewhat similar, to others who have spoken about their first layoffs and other transitions that happened. And I'm like, okay, what am I gonna do? Not used to not having a job. And it seemed like no matter what I was doing, I couldn't figure out or couldn't get a job. I was used to always having a job, or someone recruited me to leave a job because of the reputation I had at that time. Lost the job dramatically, couldn't find one for a while. But at that time, I started because we're told, use LinkedIn when you need a job. Okay, so I started using LinkedIn consistently. At that time, my background includes print journalism. So writing is a passion part of me. Started publishing articles on LinkedIn. Again, this is the fall of 2016. Because I'm a high energy person mentally as well, I just needed to keep active cognitively. So I was publishing articles on the platform, getting my thoughts out. With me not even understanding how LinkedIn worked then, although I had an account, created my account in 2007, but this was 2016. I hadn't really used it. I would get on, get off, get on, get off. But for some reason, I just stayed active then with the platform. Publishing the articles. For me, publishing articles and staying active with my content creation back then, before content creation became really the buzzword that it is now, BuzzFame, is an editor of this magazine, New York City magazine. And at the time, I was living in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'm gonna just say it, a Black woman, 50 plus at that time, living in Milwaukee, get a DM on LinkedIn from the editor of this magazine. And I'm like, you're right. Why, who are you? I don't know you. A DM asking me if I wanted to write an article for the magazine. Again, me, Black woman living in Milwaukee, 50 plus, Milwaukee, flyover country as some call it, or Wisconsin. You want me to write an article for? Anyway, initially I blew it off. I'm like, this is imposter syndrome, like, you're right. Can't be legit. This is some kind of scam. Got myself together and then did the research. Credible, legit magazine in New York City. Did what I need to do, and then followed up and pursued it. Long story short, if any of you are from the media world, you understand. If you could read the top article on the cover, it's my article. My article. Singer, thank you. One of my prized possessions. I started to bring it with me, but it doesn't leave the house. It's on my bookshelf in my home office. Centerfold feature, my article. Again, if you're from the media world, you understand the importance of the placement. So top billing on the cover, centerfold feature, total creative freedom in writing. And I wrote about a centennial anniversary of the Black press, which is near and dear to my heart. That's what I wrote about. But that was a paid gig that pursued me, that I didn't pursue, but it pursued me because of my presence on the platform, because of me consistently, organically using the platform in the way based upon the platform's best practices. That opened my eyes, had my brain thinking like, wait a minute, huh? That's how this can work? What have I been missing out on all this time by overlooking this platform and think I just go on when I need a job and do that and then run off? But even still at that time, I was in job seeker mode. Entrepreneurship was far from my mind. So that was published. It was a summer issue of the magazine. The opportunity came in the spring. So again, I didn't start using LinkedIn actively until the fall of 2016, spring of 2017 is when this developed. That wasn't a long time, right? That was a short window to get that kind of result. Still didn't think about entrepreneurship until continuing to go without a job, and then people seeing what I was doing on LinkedIn, pursuing me and asking me for help with understanding the platform. And I would have coffee shop meetings with them, and they would go on and get a job, and I'm still trying to figure out what to do with my life. Until it hit, okay, stop just meeting and being nice and start charging them. And that continued and turned into a business for me. And that's really the story of how I fell in love with LinkedIn. It really still is the foundation to what I do now, based on this and the organic nature of the platform. I make money off the platform as a consultant. My clients do well, mostly entrepreneurs and executives, without spending one dime on ads. I'm not knocking that. If anyone does that, if that's a part of what you do, I'm just saying the potential. Because generally people can't afford to continue to do ads on a long-term basis. It's the organic reach and possibilities of the platform, and that's what I teach people to do. All right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I know it's been a long day. It's the afternoon. Some of us had lunch and all of that. All right, so LinkedIn quick facts, just in case you don't know. Officially launched quite as a cap, where some people don't even realize, LinkedIn has been around longer than Facebook. Launched before Facebook. A lot of people are like, huh, what, really? Every now and then I'll do a survey or a quick poll on LinkedIn, on LinkedIn about which social media platform today has been around the longest, and everyone always automatically say Facebook or YouTube. You know, LinkedIn has been around. It launched officially May 5th, 2003. All right? And it is really, no other platform has come and knocked it off of its standing as the #1 social media platform for professional and business purposes. It is LinkedIn. They have no real competition. Some have come and gone, but none have really stayed and really given them, a run for their money, so to speak. So why would we ignore them if they are the platform for professional and business purposes? And is a global platform, right? So we can reach people all over outside of the little box that we may be in, so to speak, geographically on a national and global level. And it's all about embedded in its mission. Unlike if you see the mission and vision statements of other social media platforms, if you can find them, they're not about us, they're about them, so to speak. LinkedIn is about creating economic opportunity for all its members, for all its users. It's not about, like, their success is based on our success. Other platforms, some of them, it's all about their ad dollars and their numbers, their revenue, right? LinkedIn wants us to be successful, not just job seekers, but entrepreneurs as well. Talked about that, and then, hey, we're in Microsoft. So, gotta have this one. But Microsoft acquired LinkedIn back in 2016. Some people don't even know that part, but yes.
It's a secret.
Not if I have anything to do with it. I'm telling, no secret. And when it comes to lead generation for business purposes, a lot of times people, again, automatically are thinking about the other social media platforms because they're the glamorous ones, or they're the hype ones, or they're the ones that we hear about all the time, right? Quite as is kept, the truth of it is when it comes to lead generation, you see how well LinkedIn outpaces the other platforms, at least the ones here. spending time on other platforms, and I'm not necessarily trying to bash other platforms, but really get you to understand the value of LinkedIn from an entrepreneurial perspective. I tell clients, you can use other platforms, but be purposeful with it. If your market is there, use that platform. And if your market has the right mindset, generally when individuals on LinkedIn, they're on LinkedIn about business, conducting business. That same person may be on another social media platform, but they may not be on that platform with the right mindset to do business. Lead generation happening much more on LinkedIn versus other platforms. This showcases that as well, even comparing some of the other platforms. And then we just go by hearsay or what we hear, the word on the street, we would hear the other platforms are the ones to be on, really, and the ones to get results from. But it's all about LinkedIn. But you have to understand how to use it. So, riddle me this. What do all of these individuals have in common? For the ones that you can recognize. I'm sorry, what did you? Did y'all hear her? Let me give it away. What else was there?
I was gonna say LinkedIn, all LinkedIn top voices.
No, they're not all top voices, but they are all on LinkedIn, as was said. Like, people ignore or sleep when it comes to LinkedIn because it's not, again, the sexy platform, so to speak. It doesn't need to be sexy. It needs to get us results, right? These individuals, and these are reputable, credible, highly successful business owners, leaders, moguls, even Bernice King, and true love and respect for her. She's on LinkedIn. I'm gonna come to you. President Barack, and somebody else may be ghostwriting their account, but yet, nevertheless, they have a dynamic, consistent presence on the platform. Yes. Yes. Huh? Okay. Yes, Matthew Knowles is on LinkedIn and active, very active, even with videos. But again, probably has a team that's helping him, but active on LinkedIn. Even younger-ish generation is not trying to find more younger ones. But Tatiana Ali on LinkedIn, very active. Y'all know who she is, right? Yes. And even so, she has her entrepreneur endeavors. She's real active. Roland Martin, media-wise, or President Barack Obama, active on LinkedIn, and if they are at their levels of success are active on LinkedIn, why aren't we as business owners? Why aren't we leveraging, creating our own tables by leveraging the platform? Now, even with Snoop Dogg, when he first got on LinkedIn, a couple years now it's been, one of his first posts, he said he had wish he had known about LinkedIn much sooner because it's a dynamic, and this is me paraphrasing, but a dynamic personal branding tool. Right? More and more celebrities are finding out and taking over LinkedIn, especially sports figures lately. So they're doing it, we need to be doing it too. We need to be getting the coins. Example of what I'm talking about in real life beyond just celebrities, but even one of my clients, after going through my coaching package, is after going through that and literally immediately some of the results that she started generating. Guests on podcasts, which allowed her to get greater exposure, right? All because of her profile, her presence on the platform. Invited to be, national speaker at a national association that aligned with her brand. And this is her as an entrepreneur, setting a foundation. And this was a client for some years ago, but she's still very active based on that foundation and continuing to generate results. Because LinkedIn isn't a one and done kind of process, it's an ongoing, long-term process. Invited, I'm not gonna read through all of this, but you can see the biggest thing is ongoing flow of clients. the money that can generate. That can happen, but it's using it right. And this is even one example from my own process of using LinkedIn, where this global CEO of a global company, the US base of the global company, discovered me on LinkedIn. He was looking for someone who does what I do. He put the keywords into LinkedIn. It brought up my profile. He sent me a proposal on the platform based upon a feature that the platform has. I responded, long story short, in that short time frame, payment, that's all as an entrepreneur, that's what matters to me, right? Deposit. So in that short time frame, again, going back to how I fell in love with LinkedIn and how that story began, the organic reach. I never knew of him, had no clue about him, just like I never knew about them New York City magazine or that editor, but because of my presence on the platform, he discovered me and became a client. My profile works for me. You have to make it work for you. Yours to work for you. And I'm so sorry because I don't know how to stand still. So, sorry about that. Dang.
You're good, you're good. It's all good.
All right, now I'm gonna start sharing, because as my title said, some power moves. So if you're not making those yet, start making those now. Power moves that you can make on LinkedIn from an entrepreneur perspective to grow your business. First one is you have to know what your area of expertise is and own that and be your biggest fan. I didn't bring my pom-pom, sorry, but there's a picture. Own your expertise. Don't be quiet on the sidelines and cheering other people on and just thinking things are supposed to happen just mysteriously. You have to own your expertise and have a dynamic presence on the platform. You can't leave that up to chance or leave that up to other people. You have to first own your presence on the platform. So by being your biggest fan. If you don't have that foundational belief in yourself and your expertise, again, dealing with imposter syndrome and fluctuating. One day people know you as this, the next day they know you as that, the next day they know you as it. This revolving identity, that you're going through. That's not going to work. That's not owning your presence, your brand on the platform, and being your biggest fan. You have to zone in and be bold about it. Okay, thanks, Susanna. Power move number 2. Excuse me, back row friend. What's your name? Tell me again.
John. Oh, yes,
John, right?
yes.
All right, get ready. Get ready. It's coming. So power move number 2. Now, I'm trying to remember. Know your analytics. I'm not a super. Yes, I'm sorry, son, went over my head. I'm not, no, you don't need to apologize. It's just not me. That's not how my brain is wired. I'm not a super tech person. But I love the analytics that LinkedIn provides. And as a power move, to get results on the platform, you really have to understand your analytics because they will let you know if you're moving in the right direction or what changes you need to make on the platform. You could be thinking you're doing right, but if you look at your numbers, it'll show differently. And actually, I meant to ask this before. How many of you are entrepreneurs in the room? Raise your hand. Almost getting there. Okay. Okay, raise your hand. Just do it halfway. Don't do it all the way.
Well, but
Yeah.
she said you got over the fear.
Yeah. It's a process and steps that goes with that, right? And it starts here first. That, say, this could happen. And then move in. Okay, so for those who put their hands all the way up about being entrepreneurs, when's the last time you generated a client from LinkedIn? A week ago?
Oh, yesterday.
I shouldn't have asked you. No. I should have said no for you and for Ashley. Y'all can't participate.
But I actually have it. You have it? My clients are comfortable with this, so I'm all in. Well, platforms.
Okay.
We make power moves.
John, what about you?
A month ago, but I'm not monetizing correctly.
Okay. But you see it can happen, right? Organically. So how many again are entrepreneurs, but you've never gotten a client from LinkedIn? Okay, wait. This is a judgment-free zone. All right? Questions asked for informational purposes only. But that's gonna change, right? And it can, sometimes people just don't understand that, yeah, that's what we're supposed to be doing from the platform. And if you're not getting, as an entrepreneur on a regular basis, clients from the platform, that's an indication something is off. With your profile, with how you're creating your content, something, your network, something is off. Because you should be generating on a regular basis results from the platform. Again, going to my opening story of how I started to fall in love with LinkedIn. That magazine editor pursued me. I did not pursue them. I'm sorry.
I would generate leads. So I like to see statistics from leads to actual clients.
Clients,
Number of leads.
deposits.
Right. Deposits.
That's what I'm asking.
I would also show, because of the number of leads that were coming in, that it would probably be some type of LinkedIn bot or something that they were testing and using me as their testing.
Oh, who told you that? Okay. Anyway, moving on.
Listen and validate. Don't just listen.
Yes.
So I'm not entrepreneur leads, but I definitely can tell when I've been more active, doing some of the things that you said, recruiters and other companies. I've got a job.
Okay.
When I was watching the numbers and being religious with it, but then once I got a job, then I started going.
See,
Yeah.
and that's the thing
You
is,
can't ever stop.
it has to be consistent, long-term game, because and I have a client, actually, she just wrapped up her 30-day process with me. First 2 weeks, she was rocking and rolling, and her analytics was going off the charts. And then she slipped, and her analytics slipped as well. You know, you have to be consistent. You can't come and go, because those times that you disappear are times that you're missing opportunities. And your competitors looking, I see your hand, John, I think yours, Dave, is that window of missed opportunity because you go AWOL, so to speak, but your competitor, they staying consistent, they doing their thing. And what could have been your client is then going to them. Yes,
I
sir.
was gonna say, to break that pattern, what I do is I have a committed hour on Sunday, I write 3 to 4,
You plan out your
and then
content.
I have them scheduled to post in a regular, so then I'm constantly looking at my SSI to see if,
Mhm.
how I'm changing, and I'm looking at, how often people are connecting to me
Mhm.
as a subject matter expert. It's me.
So I love it, because you have to put the work in. For it to work for you, for us,
And
we
it
have
has to
to.
be legitimate. You can't use other people's work.
Okay, so I could again be all day here, and I'm available for that, but that's not what I'm doing today. But yes, because I be wanting to go and say something else, but it's like, okay, let me stay on track here. But yes, but we have to put the work in, and then LinkedIn works for us. We can't just think that, oh, we started and, things are just gonna keep rolling and rolling. We have to keep rolling and rolling for it to work for us. Did you have your hand up,
I had a
Dave?
question for the audience. I wonder how many people here heard about this event today from LinkedIn? So, a couple people did. All right.
Well, I did because of the LinkedIn connection, so I should put my
I know I
hand
got
up.
a direct message.
All right.
But,
That was it. I just wanted curious how effective
okay,
LinkedIn is.
we're not getting into that conversation right now. Because even today, a post I made, or yesterday, and I had people say, oh, they wish they had known about it because they would have been here. Because it was a time for them to hear me speak in person, me being here in Chicago. So there's opportunity for that, but it has to be used, again, consistently and strategically. We can't do on LinkedIn, oh, there's so much I can say. We can't do on LinkedIn what we do on other platforms and think it's gonna work. There's a right and a wrong way to use LinkedIn, okay? I said okay, but all right. So knowing analytics, let's get into some of the key parts. This is what John and I were talking about the SSI. And when I asked how many of you were familiar with it, very few hands went up. If you don't know or remember anything else from this talk that Clarence Mitchell gave to you on Juneteenth, 2026, this needs to stay with you. Your social selling index. I don't have time to get into the weeds of this right now, but if you have your laptops open, I need you to go through these steps. So have your laptops open, go to your LinkedIn profile. You can Google it. If you have the app on your phone, you can Google LinkedIn Social Selling Index and it may take you there, but it doesn't work the same on the phone as it does on the laptop. And you can fully display it and see all the information. It's more visual. So if you're on your laptop, you're going, and I'm looking back, I'm sorry, my back is to you, but I have to make sure I'm saying the right direction, left versus right. So on the right side at the navigation bar, which is the top bar on LinkedIn, you'll see a For Business button to the far right. You're going to click that For Business button. And then on the right, there'll be two columns. On the right, you're going to go to Sell with LinkedIn. Click that. I should know this, and I could say this in my sleep, so I don't need to turn my back to you. So go down to Sell with LinkedIn, and then you're going to get to a page. You're going to see tabs, and one that says Resources. You're going to hover over the Resources one. You're not going to click on it. You're going to hover over the Resources tab. And then you're going to go to the left column, and then go down to the left column. You're going to see Social Selling Index, and click on the Social Selling Index. And then you're going to scroll down a bit, and you'll see a blue button in the middle that says Get Your Free Score, something like that. Get Your SSI score is what it should say. And then you click on that. And again, if you're on your phone, you can, if you have the app on your phone and you put in LinkedIn Social Selling Index, you go, it may be the first option that Google will give you, and then you should be able to get to it as well. All right, but when you go to it, I'll go through this part really quickly. And again, you have to own your presence, and owning or understanding the data is the beginning part of that as an entrepreneur. This is in 3 sections. I have the first 2 because those are the most important. The first one is what your rank is per your industry and your network, meaning how effectively are you leveraging LinkedIn compared to others in your industry and compared to others in your network. Ideally, you should be at 1%. 1%. I'm not going to ask you, or maybe I should come sneak peeks at somebody else. But ideally, and I tell my clients 1 to 5 is a good safe zone because it's hard to get to 1 and just stay there sometimes, but at least 1 to 5. This is a screenshot of mine, just FYI. So, and again, it's comparing how effectively we're leveraging the platform compared to others. Right? That's a percentage. We don't want that high, we want it low. As low as possible, and the ultimate is 1. 1 to 5, safe zone. Okay, I'm gonna like stay out y'all business, I'm not gonna ask.
I'm at 2%.
You cannot participate. I told you. Can you read? I'm sorry, I have to put my glasses
I
on.
just want to see. Okay. 1% index, industry SSI range.
All right.
I'm just like you, network SSI range, 1%.
Okay. Don't say you just like me, because you haven't got paid comments from LinkedIn.
I ain't got no fake comments in it.
Yeah.
I got content. Current social selling index.
Your circle is what?
66 out of 100. What does that mean?
Okay, I'm gonna get to that. Okay, good. All right, what's your numbers?
Well, I have 2% for the industry SS rank, and then I have 3% for the network SS rank, and then for
Your circle number is what?
67.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone else want to share? I don't want to cut you off. Okay, wait a minute.
58.
58.
Yeah, but barely made the 10%.
What's 58?
58 is the score. It's
Your circle?
81, I have 58.
All right, what's your industry and your network?
10%.
For both?
And 13% for the network.
Okay, pretty good.
All right, 83%
For which one?
for the industry SSI rank,
Okay,
75% for network SSI rank,
okay,
and the circle number is 24.
okay. Opportunity for growth,
Yes.
especially now that you know about this. All right. I'm sorry, John, and then I'm gonna explain.
I was at 3, but I'm now at 7 because I took in a bunch of people and I haven't worked them yet.
Work them, okay. And your circle?
Oh,
Overall?
I'm 59 out of 100.
Okay. Got some work to do. Pierre, did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I had a quick, is there really a difference between the industry SSI rank and the network SSI rank?
Yes, there is. So the industry, again, is, and this is, and I'm gonna get to this later, so I'm not gonna get into details for it now. But yes, so industry is based on, and everything we do on LinkedIn or don't do matters. So how we're coded on the platform, that's where it comes to industry. How are we coded? Are we coded in the right industry, or are we coded in the industry that we used to be in? Right? Are we coded in the industry as an entrepreneur? Are we coded in the industry for working for a company? That makes a difference. So you can have really good numbers today, and those numbers not be accurate because your industry is not the correct one. Does that make sense? Like, you could have a really good industry score there, but if your industry that you have selected on your profile is not the right one for what you do, or your main focus on LinkedIn, especially as an entrepreneur, that could be wrong and it's throwing off everything else. Okay, so industry network rank again, how effectively are you leveraging LinkedIn compared to others in your network, industry and network? We want that to be between 1 and 5 is the goal. That's the target. And then overall, that circle is not to be, the goal is not to fill it all the way up to 100. The goal is to get 75 or more. So mine is 80, mid 80s, and I'm good because we're not robots. Like, even though this is what I do, I eat, I sleep, I go to church, I go do other things, I binge watch HGTV, there's other things I do beyond LinkedIn. So it's not gonna be 100, but we wanna have it as a healthy number, so the target is 75 or more. To get to that 75 or more, the goal is to have 2 of these all the way to 25 or close to 25, and the other 2 at 15 at least. So you have a good solid number for 2, and the other 2 you're excelling in, and those may alternate based upon what your focus is on LinkedIn at any given time. Okay, I don't know your name, so I'm sorry to disappoint, but go ahead.
It's correct.
I'll forget, I'm sorry, but I'll try to
That's
remember.
fine, I would forgive me too.
That's not what I meant.
So my
I don't know you yet.
No, I forget names, I can't.
Yeah, until it's repetitive, yes.
My lowest number is find the right people, what does that mean?
Okay, let me start from the top and then.
Sorry.
Okay, so I think we have this talk, Michael, so you're gonna have to stop me, because I could just spend all day on this. So tell me when you need me to, this almost finished, so I can run through this real quick. So let me just say this, 4 components of your score, those are the 4 best practices of LinkedIn. People tend to overcomplicate LinkedIn. Make it where, it's just for certain people to get results. No. If you understand these 4 components, these best practices of LinkedIn, and put them into practice, you're going to get results from LinkedIn. It's not a mystery. It is not different standards for different people. These are the core components of LinkedIn, and they've been the core components. Even with how the algorithm changes or how their priorities are, algorithms change. I still get high performing posts, right, Dan? I still get posts, and because I stay true to these, no matter what's going on with the platform. And then I still get high performing content without any ads, without any boosting, without any gimmicks, or without any tricks. And I generate clients. Establish your professional brand. That's all about making sure your profile is fully optimized. So key, and there's so many more, and I'll get into this sections that people even think about or understand or know. Find the right people is one thing. I'll get into this too. It's one thing to have a big network, but if it's not the right mix of people, then it's working against you instead of for you. all right? Engage with insights, that's content. That's making sure that you're providing value-based, quality content on a consistent basis. And then build relationships. LinkedIn, and I didn't talk about this, but LinkedIn is a social selling platform, meaning it's not direct sales. It's not where every post is about pushing my business. That turns people off. That's not how LinkedIn works. It's all about providing value. And so building relationships is a part of the social selling process where it's not about just us, it's about others as well. So we're cultivating quality relationships. We're cheering people on, they get a new job, they get promotion, they have a successful speaking engagement, whatever's going on, they have a birthday, you're in the DM sending them not a sales pitch, a pitch slap, but you're sending them a DM with something quality-wise and engaging with their content in a quality way. Did that answer the question, Craig?
Yes.
Okay, would you, and so it sounds like you just were right, insight, did you cover finding right people?
I went over all four. So establish your professional brand, so the full optimization. Find the right people, making sure you're connected with the right people, and that links back to your industry. So just not being randomly connected, not that you have to have a narrow scope with it, but being intentional with who you connect with. I see you, John, right?
Yes.
Engage with insights, that's the content, and then the building relationships. Okay?
I was gonna ask, is there a correlation between the analytics on your launch page of your LinkedIn to your SSI?
On the who, the what?
On the base page of LinkedIn?
Okay, on the who, what? Language matters, so, on the what?
You know about like a business page?
So I want to answer your
On the
question
starting page of LinkedIn,
on your profile.
on your profile starting page, under the analytics section, there is,
On your profile,
on your profile, on the analytics section,
yes,
is there a direct correlation between what your rankings are between your content to your SSI?
yes, it is. All it is, everything we do, and I'm gonna get to profile analytics, that everything we do on LinkedIn or don't do feeds into this. This, I say, I have my clients check it monthly or quarterly, it doesn't change overnight because it takes time to aggregate. It's the more, wider scope. But this is the I got you, John. I got you.
I've already booked an appointment with you.
Okay. Wait a minute, okay. I love it. How did you book an appointment with me?
I looked at your profile, I read your page, I found the link to book a 30-minute consultant, and I'm scheduled for Monday, 7 a.m.
Thank you, because I use LinkedIn to drive business results. That is so I tell people that before I go to bed at night and when I wake up, I'm always checking my calendar. Because people, just like you did, John, people can schedule that, people I don't know from anywhere at any given time can schedule a sales call, because that's what that is, it's a sales call. They can schedule a sales call with me because I use the different features on LinkedIn to drive business that way. And you just proved my point without even me prepping you for it. I love it. Yes, thank you. So I'll see you Monday. But that's how, was that a signal, John? I mean, Michael? But if you use LinkedIn appropriately and use key sections on the platform, that can happen, right? That's one example. Okay, so we looked at social selling index. This, again, it takes time to aggregate. So you're not gonna see major shifts from day to day. If you wanna start leveraging LinkedIn power move wise as an entrepreneur, you should be checking this daily. These numbers change daily. Based upon what your activity is, like the dashboards in our cars, it's key indicators here. Left to right, your left to right profile views, what that's showing is how many times people view my profile in the last week. Or no, not last week, the last 90 days, last 3 months. Go to your profiles. So you're on your profiles and you're scrolling down. Why are you laughing, Michael? Huh? What has mystery been organizer? Yes. Transparency. What's your numbers, Michael? So you go to your profile and you just scroll down till you see the section that says Profile Analytics. And before you click on it, it will give you these three key numbers. Profile views, last 90 days generally, that's showing. The more eyeballs you get to your profiles, and especially if your profile is fully optimized, the greater the opportunities that can develop. You gotta get that traffic there. And this is a way to know. Profile views, discover who's viewing your profile, and that's a whole nother conversation, but yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. The value and the process of doing that. And then post impressions in the middle, that's showing, and some people want to say it's vanity metrics, it matters. To get to the meat, you have to start with the vanity metrics. And what that is showing is how many times did your content get distributed on the LinkedIn newsfeed, right? The more it gets distributed, the more the opportunities are for people then to engage, and then the other results can happen. So that's in the last 7 days. That's a screenshot I did when I created this presentation, maybe last week or whenever I did. And people are saying, and I'm going to repeat this a couple of times because there's a lot of chatter on LinkedIn that LinkedIn is dead, LinkedIn isn't working, LinkedIn, whatever. That's just people being, I was getting ready to say something that's an old phrase and I'm not going to say it, and date myself. But people just in their feelings because it's not working for them, but they're not doing it the way they need to do it, right? It's the right and wrong way to do things. And they're not getting the results because LinkedIn more and more now, especially right now, they're changing the focus to really about quality on the platform, which I'm applauding because I'm all for it, right? But even still in this climate or this time when people saying LinkedIn isn't working, those are organic impressions in 1 week. Again, high performing content organically on the platform, but you have to know what you're doing. And then search appearances, what that's showing is in the last week, how many times did my profile come up as an option when someone put in the search on the top left on LinkedIn, keywords related to what I do. LinkedIn coach, LinkedIn trainer, personal branding, keywords related to what I do, corporate trainer. My profile came up that many times, which golden opportunity for people who would have never known about me before, like when I got that global CEO, to discover me. And if my profile is working, it will lead to the next steps.
You can use the hashtags?
I don't.
You don't?
Even with the look on your face or something, no. You can go through my content and you'll see.
Yeah.
Unless it's something I want it for index purposes, where I want to be able to quickly go back and find it. Like Michael was using the Juneteenth conference, CONF 2026. Like if I want to go back for indexing purposes to find something like in a series or whatever, I'll use a hashtag, but you can get high performing posts on LinkedIn without hashtags.
Okay.
You can, literally, and I have. Hashtags used to be a big thing on LinkedIn, they're not now.
I'm just gonna say, before I started really looking at my LinkedIn, I wasn't getting a lot of impressions. I had took a class about last summer, and from that time to this time, I've had a 3,578% growth in my content performance.
Because you're having a more strategic approach to what you're
And
doing.
I publish consistently.
Yep, you're more strategic, active.
Do you value reels over like traditional posts?
So, combination. So not one just form, because of the variety of what you can do on LinkedIn, not just one form, you mix it all in. You can publish art, so, yeah. Okay, this is turning into, but I knew it would, because it's like one question leads to another question, because there's so much that people don't know about LinkedIn. And the more you learn, the more you want to learn more, right? Because people don't know what they don't know. And there's so much more to dig into. So social selling index, profile analytics was doing power move, and I think this is just power move number 2 about content or LinkedIn analytics, but content analytics as well. Dig into your content to know what's working, because you see what resonates with your target market, your target demographic, then you need to continue to repeat that. But you don't know that if you don't pay attention, right? So this is end of May is when I made this post. No hashtags. You see the performance. And I want to specifically make note of, see how many people view my profile just from that one post? And this is more recent expanded analytics that LinkedIn is providing us now from the content. And they keep doing new stuff that I'm excited about. Even my followers expanded. I didn't pay for those. It's the content that prompted those new followers because of that post. And if you go look at that, or if you remember it, Dan or whomever else that follows me, that was a birthday post. But there's a lot of people who make birthday posts that they don't perform. There was a reason why mine's performed the way that it did. Okay? So profile analytics, overall 2. So power move number 3, fully optimize your profile. I'm gonna start going real fast with this because I'm just at power move number 3. So making sure from top to bottom, key sections are completed. The more it's optimized, the more you're telling your story, the more you can generate results. In real life, like if I would have came here at maybe a sundress on and flip-flops just chilling, or some shorts and a tank top, or I would have came in here, or sweatsuit, or just bummy, period. Let me just say that. What would have been your impression of me?
It's kind of not necessarily worth it. I'd have less value, probably.
Unprofessional.
Huh?
Unprofessional?
Michael? I didn't come here ready. Like, I'm not about business, right? I'm professional. Same thing is true on LinkedIn. We have to make that good first impression. As soon as people see us, we look to see people, we mentally, without even being intentional with it, we form opinions about them, right? Subconsciously, we're forming opinions about people. We need to make a good first impression. So we have to, when we're going somewhere important, we're putting thought into what we're wearing, how we're presenting ourselves, right? Same, right?
Yes.
Yes.
100%.
Same thing on LinkedIn. We have to dress up our profiles just like we dress ourselves up to make that good first impression from top to bottom. This is just the top section of my profile, but from top to bottom, all the way through. Example of a client from the left, you see what her profile looked like, her top part of her profile. Night and day from then to here, right? And this is the example I had earlier in the presentation, I was referring to her. You see how she started generating results because her profile, and this is top section, started working for her. If you look at her profile now, it's different because, again, from some time ago. All right, key sections in a profile that you may not be familiar with: banner, profile image, verification process, the headline, the intro link, contact information, about, activity, featured, experience, education, volunteering, license, experience, and recommendations. And I did that fast to give the impression it's a lot. And there's others, but these are key sections, making sure your profiles are optimized. Power move number 4, create consistent content. We've already talked about that. But if you're not creating content, you're out of sight, out of mind. You're not on the news feed. And LinkedIn, quiet as it's kept, is social media. And so if you're not active on the news feed, you're not showing up, but yet your competition is, Your prospects are going to your competition instead of to you. You have to show up online. And what that means for you as far as consistency may not be the same for me. I create content every day. Every day I have a post, some days twice. But that may not work for someone else, but whatever your schedule is, then make it that and stick to it. Have consistency so people can anticipate your content. And so you're not missing the window of opportunity for that one person that's looking for you right then. I'm gonna go skip past this. Well, no. So former CEO of LinkedIn just stepped down or moved to another position. There's a new CEO of LinkedIn, but this was a statement he made some years ago about content isn't just for entertainment, like it may be on other platforms. On LinkedIn, content is what drives business. Okay? It creates opportunities for you. Power move number 5, engage with others. I've already talked about this with the SSI, but it's not one-sided. It's not all about us on LinkedIn. It's about community on LinkedIn as well. So engaging with others on LinkedIn, and especially right now, I'm sharing this as an example, but especially right now, LinkedIn is giving just as much value to comments as they are to content. This is a game changer for LinkedIn, y'all. And I'm loving it because, and it's not just these one word, ooh, that's great, or congrats, or whatever. But if you leave quality comments on someone's post, that can get you more impressions than your own content sometimes. And change things because that person isn't the only one seeing your comment. Their network is seeing your comment too. And that can open up opportunities, more traction to your profile. All right? So, but you see those impressions in just a day from that comment. One day, 8,000 impressions from just a comment. All right, power move number 6, and I talked about this before, making sure you have the right industry selected. All right, this is not a training session, so I'm not getting into all the details of how to do that. But if you understand where to go to do this, this is it. Making sure you have the right industry. A lot of times, and I work mostly with entrepreneurs and executives, the entrepreneurs still have the industry from when they used to have a job and wonder why they're not getting results from the platform. And everything is off track because it all goes back to the SSI. And everything, again, we do or don't do is coded or impacted there, but having the right industry selected makes a difference. Power move number 7. How many of you have a custom URL on LinkedIn? All right. Ashley, did you raise your hand?
I'm trying to figure out what a custom URL, linkedin.com/your-name. Okay, I have that here.
/ your name only if you customize it.
Only-
When we create our account, we have a URL that has a whole bunch of letters, characters, and all that craziness. That includes, sometimes the number, what our number is as far as account. We need to change that. We need to level up, boss up, right? And have one that's consistent, that's concise with just our name, which will help, like if we're, let's say, even for this conference, the speakers, we did a speaker proposal and they asked for our LinkedIn URL. Not good impression if it wasn't customizable, right? So if I'm applying to be a speaker or on my proposals, I'm submitting to, organizations to become, one of their contacts. Whatever the case may be, the scenario, having a custom URL. And it helps to make this more searchable as well on Google. So having it customized with just your name, and you see where mine is. I'm sorry, I should have went to this actually when you were asking. But the URL for your LinkedIn account. Customized. Power move number 8, I'm almost there, finally. Build a quality network. And that means quality over quantity. It's not about just the numbers, making sure it's the right mix with the numbers. Oftentimes, I'll see someone who, they'll send me a connection invite, because I always vet people, instead of just accept, I vet. people who send me a connection invite. And then I'll go to their profile and I see that they have a lot of followers. But then I'm curious, and so I'm going to their activities section to see their content. And there's no engagement with their content because they bought those followers. They bought those connections. There's no real connection. There's no community. There's no brand or reputation that they have, right? So quality over quantity. Because I would think if someone has a huge network, there should be some engagement with their content, right? At some point, at some level, not every post is going to perform well. Or even me, sometimes I'll create a post and I know, like my Juneteenth post this morning, it may not get a lot of traction just because of the nature of the post. Or, some people just may react, but they may not comment. But if someone is not on a regular basis generating high performing content, something is off. Yes.
I'll wait to the end, but I have a comment for that.
I see the keynote speakers here, so I'm gonna. These are just Clarine's thoughts. These are just Clarine's ways of doing it. All right, power move number 1: network smarter with QR code. How many of you know about your QR code? Have it handy? I have it handy. That was a flimsy, come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. This is the power move, especially if you're at networking events, conferences, or elsewhere. You want to drive people right to your LinkedIn profile and start continuing the networking process, building relationship with them. As opposed to you meet somebody and then you forget business cards or whatever we pile up and forget about or don't remember where we met them or any of that. But if you have your LinkedIn QR code and you have it down, in your gallery on your phone, you can just pull it up, or you can go in your profile at an event, pull it up, or scan someone else's. You can only do this on your phone, though, not on desktop or laptop, only on the phone. But this is a power move. Most people don't even know that there's a custom QR code right there in the platform. All right, so I'm impressed that all of you who raised your hands, you know about it. Last power move, and then I have a bonus one for you. You're an entrepreneur in the room. Do you have a LinkedIn company page?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I got one.
Oh, okay. A LinkedIn company page, which is important because it really acts like a website for you, right? The personal profile, you're going to get more traction on LinkedIn because LinkedIn is a networking platform. So people connecting with people and networking, that's what that is, right? But we still need to have a company page. For one, it legitimizes you. So in your profile, in your experience section, you have your company, then you have that logo that's there to make you look more official, right? And then people can go and find out more information about your company as opposed to just you as an individual. And we can be a little more salesy on our company pages versus what we can do on our personal profile. On our company pages versus our personal profiles. Okay? Company pages is important, kind of what they look like, but again, it acts like a website for you. All right? And here is breaking news, literally breaking news in the last 2 weeks, where LinkedIn has announced Creator Marketplace, where it will match creators or identify creators for brands who want to have partnerships. And so they're rolling out this phenomenal new feature. I've not had time to check it out, embed it, or how it will be used, but this is a phenomenal feature. Or a movement of the platform for it to be seen as more than just for job seekers. It is for entrepreneurs as well. It is for creators. It is for, people like Madison who will be coming in to do her keynote, right? It is an exciting time with this announcement. All right, so based on all of this, can you afford to continue to go without generating clients from LinkedIn? The money you can be generated from the platform. I'm not. That's for you to figure out in your head. I'm almost done. I'm sorry. And then that's it. Thank you. There's many more, but that was the top 10 power moves that you can make as an entrepreneur on LinkedIn. Hope this has gotten you excited about the platform, thinking about the platform from a different perspective, again, as an entrepreneur, as a boss, to generate money, dollars, right? As opposed to just from a job seeker perspective. Thank you. I think that's it.